everyone? Welcome back to the midweek review. You're here joined with me. My name is Adam and I'm one half of You Like That Extra.
My name is Jack. I'm the other half of You Like That Extra.
We're here on a very cold, wintry day, bringing you another midweek review. We've gone, what was it, horror reboots, horror remakes?
Yeah, horror remakes.
Horror remakes. So
it was brought up last week.
Yes. So we gave you the guys the choices of House of Wax, Evil Dead, and
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. Yes, sorry. I always forget the third movie that we fucking put up there. Guys, you all voted. House of Wax was the winner. Evil Dead, very close second, which I thought...
It knocked on the door.
I thought that's where we were leading for this week.
Evil
because
Dead,
we've spoken about the Evil Dead remake and how great it is.
I said it's the best remake ever.
You've said that as well. So when you put up the options, I've gone... Are you baiting out Evil Dead? I literally just went, I wonder what we're doing this week. You've gone, fucking House of Wax is going to be so good. And I've gone, fucking what?
I was baiting House of Wax.
You baited House of Wax and it fucking worked. And I could not be any more fucking angry about it.
Wow. Hell yeah.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, we got our first...
So, House of Wax was the winner you guys voted on. As I said, if you're new to this, we put you out some voting choices every Monday to do this episode. I'll give you 3 choices, usually within a category around the same sort of concept.
We try and theme them.
We try to theme them. We give you a bit on the left, bit on the right, whatever it is. It's always something different, but it's always something good. That's the difference. So, if you want to vote, Facebook and Instagram, the post is there. Just let us know which one you want us to do. So, this week is House of Wax. So, let's run you through House of Wax quickly. This was released in 2005. This was directed by Jean-Colette Serra, who, weirdly enough, directed 4 Liam Neeson films in a row.
I did not know that.
He did Unknown, Non-Stop, Run All Night, and The Commuter.
Okay.
Directed all 4 of those.
They all sound like the same movie.
Yep, they basically are
Alternate
all great
titles.
movies, just so you know.
Okay.
And he's also the guy that's going to be directing Black Adam. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes, I know.
Usually, with these movies, we have directors going,
know.
what the fuck or nothing?
No, but this guy's done fucking bits.
This guy's, linked directly to our podcast. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're a Liam Neeson podcast somehow. Okay.
And he's taken over
That's a
Black Adam.
Yeah.
I know. Started off doing House of Wax.
Bloody hell. What a
Exactly
career.
right.
What a weird career.
I know. Written by... Witten.
Witten.
This was Witten, boy.
Witten, boy.
Written by Chad and Carrie Hayes, who actually wrote the first Conjuring movie.
Okay.
I know, right?
I didn't know fucking any of this when I just wanted to watch House of Wax again.
Yeah, well, that's why
shit.
I dig a little bit deeper, and usually I just go, yeah, as you said, don't know who they are. But as soon as I clicked on their names, I'm like, holy shit, they've got credits.
Yeah.
Obviously not before this movie, but
No.
it's pushed them to do bigger and better things.
Okay.
So we got some people on board that maybe this was their sort of coming into it and creating who they are and getting better. Because now they're obviously much bigger than what they were.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So, runtime, 113 minutes. Ugh.
It goes on a bit.
It fucking goes on a bit, mate. Budget of 40 million. It raked in 70 million back at the box. The Rotten Tomatoes score,
I can only imagine.
26% in the critics, 42% in the audience.
Okay.
I mean, for the audience in a horror movie,
Yeah, it's
you're going to get it.
Yeah.
It's lower than most. Critics, this was always going to be a critic's nightmare.
Yep.
Because it fucking sucks. This is starring Alicia Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, Brian Van Holt. Quick little one for you guys there. He plays the killer in this, spoiler alert. But he plays both the brothers. He plays Bo and Vincent.
Oh, okay.
Right. I didn't realise that.
I thought it was tall Joey Jordison.
Yeah, seems like it fucking well could have been. That was a slip in the mask waiting to happen. You've also got Paris Hilton, Jared Padalecki, John Abrahams, Robert Richard, and Damon Harriman. Harriman, lovely little Australian fellow.
Hey!
Did the voice for Cabal in the Mortal Kombat remake.
There you go.
He also, as I said, he's done work as Charles Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, as well as the Netflix series.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He did that as
The
well.
movie was like a springboard for so
I
many
know.
careers.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, so this movie was a remake from the original from 1953. That's a very old classic movie.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, a much different story. Still some similarities, but it's not the same.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
From what I read from it, it was more of a. Well, it was from the 50s, so it was never going to be as outlandish and serial killer like as this one was.
It's a very different time.
And just some quick extra notes to add on before we start on this. So this was also filmed all in Australia at Warner Brothers Movie World. Mm-hmm. And there was also a lawsuit involved in this movie.
Okay.
Village Roadshow and Warner Brothers had to sue the special effects expert, David Fletcher, and Wax Productions due to a fire that was on set during production.
Yeah.
That was negligently handled.
Okay.
Basically, there was no firefighters on standby if something happened. They also filmed it right next to some timber props, to which they also burnt part of the Warner Brothers movie studio.
Yeah, right.
So they were just like, "You're fucked." Sued him for $7 million, and now there's a burnt part in Warner Brothers movie world that
Only $7
just
million.
sort of sat there. Yeah, 2005.
It's a very Australian.
It was probably
thing. It's
just a
like-
fucking barn or something. They were like, "Oh, that was the janitor's shed.
Yeah.
You love that shed, you fuck."
And the safety assistant was probably just a bloke in pluggers, just like fucking firefighters.
Yeah,
You need firefighters for, mate.
mate, you got a hose.
You got a fucking shirt on your back, you can put a fire in.
Yeah, just take your blanket, go on, put it out, stamp on it.
You know what
Stop, drop, and roll,
famously
fuck.
isn't very affected by fire? Fucking wax, mate. Get
Yeah,
up there.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So, House of Wax. Let's jump into it, Jack. What are your thoughts on House of Wax?
I love this movie. I love this movie with all of my heart. It's like a little fucking shit kid that everyone hates, but it's your kid and you just defend it with your life and you're just like, no, don't say anything bad about my kid.
Okay,
Fuck
well,
you, he's my kid.
It's coming.
This movie is like that era, the first wave of American horror movie remakes. Like, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. This is kind of the first one. It was around the time of like Wrong Turn and stuff. Like, people were just figuring out a formula for horror movies.
Yeah, it's taking its next steps.
Yeah, into what we know, like, especially for our age group, what we know horror movies to be up until Ari Aster's and stuff came along and sort of did weird shit. That whole period started with movies like this. I think this is one of the better examples of it up until the last 10 minutes. Because the last 10 minutes are awful. That's he killed a cat or something. That's when I go, okay, the kid's wrong. The last 10 minutes of that movie is me going, the kid's a little bit of a...
Someone brings up those special needs that they've gone, you're going, yeah, but we look away from that.
And it's just such this incredible time capsule. And I think, obviously, like, I was in year 7. I started falling in love with movies in, like, year 5. So 2 years in, I've gone through my... I like Spider-Man 2, and I like movies because of Spider-Man 2. And then I aged up into year 7, and I'm like, oh, I've got to look cool now. I'm the movie guy. People know me as the movie guy. I have to be the horror movie guy now. And I didn't really know much about horror movies, but these movies were coming out, so I went to Blockbuster and rented it. And it's just such a time capsule. Like, Paris Hilton is in it, like Alicia Cuthbert, and it's like, you can tell Supernatural was about to pop off because Jared Padalecki's in it, like Chad Michael Murray, like One Tree Hill. Like, it's such a time capsule of all these people, just like mega famous people, sort of teetering over the edge of a career, And it's funny we went through all these people who now have careers. Yeah, but these people were already sort of established, and then they're just like, oh, we're about to dive in, but we'll do this little fun horror movie in Australia first. And it's just, I don't know how to describe why I like it so much. Maybe it is just bias. It's definitely just bias because we just heard the Rotten Tomato scores and stuff. But I just think it's so fucking fun, and like the dialogue is so stupid, and they're like clearly a bunch of 25-year-olds playing teenagers. Yeah. But like, I do think I love the look of the town. I love the set so much. I love the set. I love the props. I love the makeup with all of my heart. Like, really, really fucking love that set. That street is just so iconic to me. Yeah. And I think it should be more iconic than it is, but people hate this movie. And And when they're going through the movie, like, it's genuinely creepy. And I still, like, this is, like, maybe the third or fourth time I've not watched it that many times. But I was genuinely like, oh, that's really unsettling and gross, and some of the makeup that happens. But yeah, it does devolve into boring, loud schlock at the end, which I can't defend. I genuinely can't defend because I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But everything up until that point, mainly the sets, mainly the effects, and the weird performances, I just fucking love this movie. I think it's better than the Friday the 13th remake. It's definitely better than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, well, fuck, a lot of things are better than the
deny
Nightmare on
that.
Elm Street one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just fucking love this movie. I get really excited watching this movie.
It's fair. I do not like this movie.
I get to be on this side of the lounge
I
now.
know, it's
I
weird.
get to face this.
It's weird. So, this is only my second time watching it.
Okay.
And purely for the fact that because I had to watch it
Yep.
for this reason.
Yep.
The first time I watched it was with Brooke because she loves it. And she had it when she's like, have you ever seen House of Wax? I'm like...
I fucking knew I liked Brooke.
At that point, I didn't realize how shit this movie was because I wasn't that into movies and sort of the delving of research and what we do in this show, basically.
Yeah.
So, to me, it was just another horror movie.
Yeah.
Watched it and I was like, it's a thing. I'm like,
Came
it has cool things. And then I watched it again and I was like, ooh, no. This is a big yikes from me. Like, I'll give it. There are certain aspects in this movie that I do enjoy. The use of its blood and violence is great. The practical effects, wonderful.
Yeah.
Did really well in that sense. Everything because it was very practical that they used. It wasn't sort of like...
Just fucking horrifying to think about. Like,
yeah.
Like,
it was, because it was very minimal, the sort of... killings that there were.
It's not.
And when they did use it, it was very creative and different in a sense of, like when he comes out of the fucking grate under the thing and fucking cuts Jared's Achilles heel with a pair of fucking scissors, and you
feel it.
You grab your foot and go.
You feel that. You feel that. The one that sticks out the most to me is when Supernatural is like. They find Supernatural. He's
on the piano and he's waxed up.
Because the gist of this movie is that the whole town's a wax, but it's all real people.
They're all people. They've just been waxed over.
And, you know, his friend desperately trying to save him, trying to do the right thing, but he's just peeling his face skin off.
Yeah.
And then they see him later and it's like, it's been a little while, so like it's really like settled in and it's, but it's still gooey.
The killer comes up and sort of goes to cut him and cuts like more of his cheek off, and you're like,
it's just a beautiful prosthetic, and it's really unsettling.
And that's where I give it its only props to this movie is the practical effects that they did use here. Even when she's in the mechanic shop and her brother's trying to find her and she's sticking her finger up through the grate.
Yeah, you see it coming from a mile away.
I laughed so hard at this, not because of like how it happened, because you wouldn't get that in any other movie.
No.
Where he literally bends over to seem like he's tying his shoe and just has a pair of fucking diagonal cutters, waits for it, grabs it, and then just snips it and just pockets the finger. And I'm like...
So strange.
I laughed. I'm like, that was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
I've gone, the rest of this movie is suck balls, but that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's almost comedy. Almost comedy.
It's because he's pretty much smiling as he's fucking doing it.
Yeah, and the biggest problem with this movie is it's being very sincere. It's taking itself way too seriously. Like, this should just be such a piss take.
It's trying to be so much more creepy because it's like that same scene when he's like when he's taking it down and he's tying it to the chair and that, and the minute he goes for the super glue to glue her lips shut, I'm like, cunt, why?
Yeah, have
a whole roll of duct tape.
Yeah,
more effective.
But you get that scene when she does peel them apart, and that hurts as well. You feel that hurts,
but
but it wouldn't happen.
Like, not if it's already settled in. 100% it wouldn't happen if it's already settled in and she can't release it. If you've ever been a kid and super glued, or even just put a dab of super glue just like on your finger, not glued to anything.
Yeah, I've never encountered super glue in my life.
Don't. It fucking sucks, man. But yeah, so practical effects, I really like.
Yeah.
The gist of the story, don't like.
The set of the house, the museum, is really cool.
Museum's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. It's a cool looking museum. it's just everything else that happens in the movie that just
and
irks me.
and the wax figures are already cursed as fuck. Like when they walk in and look at them, they're like, oh, they're not made right.
And
like,
that's why I hated when you sort of find that they're real people, because I go,
yeah, they should look better.
then why do they look like this?
Yeah.
Because obviously when you see Jared, it's sort of like it's literally him, and it's sort of just like
they put a lot more work into
he's
him.
coded, but then like his eyes are normal,
yeah,
and everyone
why do they
else's
leave
it
the
looks
eyes?
like it is fully like waxed and then
Bolted on or
painted
something,
over,
yeah.
and you're like, is that just lazy?
Yeah,
Just laziness coming out there,
or maybe like they've been dead for so long. I don't know what happens to eyes after death.
I don't know.
They
I don't
go
know.
away?
They're little things. The one thing that really pissed me off was the fucking dog.
The dog.
When they first go into the wax museum and they're looking around everywhere.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
Look,
yeah.
they've even got a waxed dog.
Yeah.
And the dog is just perfectly standing there still until he comes over and goes,
But-
look at that. And then it just goes,
But that's
runs
like,
off. And I'm
yeah,
like,
that's
what? No dog is standing there that fucking still to seem like it's a wax figure,
And
because it's in the corner of a random ass fucking room, like it knows it's a wax figure, and it's just like, this is my job. I'm gonna go and I'm good. I like these people. Fuck. Got ya.
Yeah, fuck, and it's just like this super cliche fucking dumb horror movie. People like always poking their noses where they shouldn't and spending too long.
Fucking
in the
college
house.
kids, man.
Yeah, and not ringing people when they should. You know, it's just like all those cliches of dumb teenagers who are actually 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, their dialogue is like, it's clearly like an old man going, jeez, how do kids talk?
Yeah.
They like football and sex.
It's it's shitty dialogue. It's
creepy perv guy with a camera, because of course you do.
Like, the story can really thrive in this, but I just don't get the sense of any threat in this movie whatsoever. Like, because it just seems so
people.
comical. Like, it's because you got to think about this. This town is obviously is all completely waxed over. They said this place has been abandoned for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's not even on the map anymore.
Yeah.
What has these two cunts been doing?
Yeah.
For this time.
Do they go and just work a normal job in town somewhere? Like
what's
what do they do?
What's the go here?
Yeah.
Because obviously
is it just their little pet project? But
there's not
they
a lot
clearly
of people,
live there.
Like it must be.
The house, like Joey Jordison lives in the house.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there going like, okay, well, if these kids didn't come through, what's a normal day for these guys?
Yeah.
Just sit and talk to the wax figures?
That's
what it seems like.
Like meticulously just constantly fiddle with them and make sure they're right.
But then you got to think about the Joey Jordison one. He's got no more wax to make then.
Yeah.
What's he just going to do? Just re-wax one?
I guess.
Just come back and be like...
Melt them down, start again.
Oh, my skills have gotten much better since then. I can make this better.
Yeah.
Same thing. So,
much,
I mean, it's a nitpick in the story, but...
And I mean, there's just like a loaded crossbow in the window of the crossbow shop. Like, there's conveniences like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
But he's a really good cheesy villain, like the guy that talks, the brother that actually talks.
You can
he's
see,
a good like overacting cheesy stupid villain.
Yeah, and it's one you could find in like those action comedies.
Yeah,
or like those
or daytime soaps.
Yeah,
like,
daytime soap one
like,
where it has to be like a really cheesy villain, and it's or even no. A Nickelodeon original film villain.
Yeah.
That's
just
the one.
so, yeah.
Just so cheesy and not threatening in any way whatsoever.
I love that about this.
Fuck off.
I love it. Because he's not scary at all. And there's just like industrial metal playing the whole time. So
that's my only other thing.
And again,
the soundtrack is fucking baller.
Movies of that era, it was just like a music video. Like they would just play the song.
Yeah. So you want to know what the best part about this movie was? Was the end credits playing and Helena from My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, that's massive.
And I've gone, this is now the best part of the movie.
Fuck yeah.
I'm sitting there singing, I'm just like, yeah, I like this movie now. Because the fucking credits rolling and Helena's playing.
Paris Hilton's death's pretty grisly on the pole.
It's grisly, but she fucking sucks though.
Quite like that. She can't do anything.
No.
Her face doesn't move.
Like, you could tell her favourite part of doing this movie was doing the fucking striptease show.
Yeah, but apparently that was like she's actually quite smart and she was like doing a 10-year bit. I don't know if I believe that. But apparently she had a pretty fucked up childhood and all that stuff. But yeah, she is in this movie to be, hey, I'm the bimbo slut. Like, that's what happened in those movies.
Yeah. But no, her death is fucking brutal.
And it's satisfying because she sucks.
Yeah, and I think that was the main draw of the internet culture was Paris Hilton getting killed in a movie, and everyone's just like,
well, she's the
we'll watch
poster,
it for
isn't
that.
she? Like, her face is on the poster. So
all
so
waxed
she's
over,
clearly,
and then you're just like,
she's clearly the draw. But yes, hate all you want about this movie. The last 10 minutes when everything catches fire is just awful.
It's so
the worst
appalling.
fucking ending.
Even Brooke said the same thing.
It's
She's
so,
just like, I love this movie,
yeah.
but this CGI fucking sucks.
And
She's like, wait for it, and then it starts, and I've gone,
Yeah.
wow.
And even in regards to the, like, even if you don't care about the story, even in regards to the story, it's just so unsatisfying. Like, there wasn't a cleverer way to do it.
Nah.
Except accidentally burning it down and it's all just goo, and then you throw him out a window. Is that what happens to him? No, he falls down the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of like fucking stabs him off,
and then
falls onto his brother, and it's sort
they
of like
try
a
and be
hole.
metaphorical because they were Siamese twins.
Yeah, because they do the whole thing where he cuts through the door and there's the baby wax models, and he cuts through the conjoined twins, and it's
so
like,
on the nose.
oh, that's because they're connected.
And tonally, if this was more of a jokey movie, you'd be like, that's pretty funny. But then you're just like, oh no, they were making a point.
This is a real piss take, being like, no, there's going to be a lesson to this,
That's so fucking dumb.
We're going to make sure people understand, and if they didn't get the first reference, here's another one.
We googled how hot wax has to be to boil, like to melt down like it does, and it's like 390 degrees or something. So they wouldn't have been running through the house and fighting and stuff. Because if that fire was hot enough to melt the wax, it's a horror movie. We don't care about logic, but we did look it up because we were thinking about it. We were like, this is awful. Let's just look.
Looks like a lot of Vaseline.
Yeah, we were just looking up. Yeah. Yeah, and then they're just fine, and the creepy redneck at the beginning is also in on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They try to set up a sequel for this, because with it,
it's
the whole
such
thing
sequel
was
bait.
it was Damon Harriman's character is the creepy redneck that is dumping deer carcasses in the fucking woods, and that's what the smell is. And watch the movie, and you'll understand that.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, he's nowhere to be seen. And once he takes into the town, that's it. He's out of the movie.
Yeah.
Until the end, where
it's just kind of
cops are
there.
there, and he's just like, he's sitting on the edge of town, and then you hear the police report going, oh, they didn't have two sons, they actually had a third.
Yeah, and then
you see him, and you're just like, oh my god, and she's looking back, and he's just sort of like,
no,
as if he doesn't know what's going on himself either. He's just sort of like, just killing deer.
Did you think Chad Michael Murray was Alicia Cuthbert's ex, not brother? Because I must have missed the point. Like, Alyssa said that they very clearly say they're siblings.
Yeah.
But I must have missed that or something, because there's like weird sexual energy between them, and like he's...
They are portrayed a lot more as if they are
lovers
because or love
there's
interest.
like competition between him and Supernatural.
Yeah.
Because Supernatural's like, prim and proper, and then One Tree Hill's like, he's the bad boy, criminal guy. He's such a waste, and so I thought that they were perpetuating you could have had this, like, you could have had Alicia Cuthbert, this ideal, perfect girl. But then it's like, no, they're brother and sister. But I guess that ties in at the end because they're brother and sister, and they're fighting brother and brother, and you have to overcome your siblingy differences to win or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't know if they even tried to put a message in this movie.
I don't think so. Just they
the ending is absolutely terrible. I'll give you that.
So they drive off. She's looking back, and it's supposed to be like a terrifying thing, but that brother's done fucking nothing.
He's not in it.
He's not in it to be a part. So you like,
he's sort of a red herring at the beginning. Like, is he going to trap them, or is he genuinely trying to help them? It's like, don't judge a book by its cover, actually you probably should, because that's how you'll save your life.
Yeah,
I guess.
But I'll be
nobody has thought about this movie in as much detail as we're doing. Nobody has talked about this movie for 25 minutes except us.
Exactly right. But that's
the
what we do.
The only podcast in the world is. Yeah, but I don't know. It must just be like my brain just being such a relic of that time, and because it is such a 2005 movie.
Yeah, I can get it. I can get the people that like
N-Gages and shit, or whatever those phones were called.
Yeah,
like LG chocolates and shit. You know what I mean?
Like, the LG chocolate. Holy fuck!
It's such like, I just look at this movie and I just go, like, getting into horror. Like, it's not the movie that got me into horror, but it was one of the early blockbuster horror rentals for me personally. So I'm very attached to it, and I just have so much fun watching this movie until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we haven't got a sequel from it.
Oh, thank fucking God. There was no fucking way.
Even though they sort of like tried to tease that at the end there.
What more can you do?
You go, but what happens from there?
Yeah, like it would more wax.
He obviously doesn't give a shit about wax.
No. It would just be like a killer movie. It would just be like a wolf flick, but less interesting.
Yeah, exactly, because he obviously doesn't give a shit about killing either. So,
very strange sequel bait.
A very weird reason to end your movie like that on a sequel bait that would never have followed through on a sequel anyway.
Nobody wants it.
But yeah, I don't want to talk about House of Wax anymore. I
don't think we can.
I think we've touched on fucking everything on that.
Everything. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie, man.
Yeah, I fucking hated this movie except for the soundtrack and the practical effects.
Alyssa liked it too, so 3 halves.
3 halves of the podcast there. Fuck you. All right, guys. That's our midweek review of House of Wax. Join us on the main show every Sunday and Tuesday where we bring you new movies out in the cinemas or on streaming services. And then join us back here every Thursday for another classic movie.
Speaking of horror, speaking of The Conjuring, we're in the middle of a horror wave.
The last couple of weeks, it's all we've been doing.
We've done a few horrors. We've still got one left.
Yep.
And it's from people who wrote House of Wax.
Exactly right.
Probably. I don't know. I didn't look that up.
No, they wrote the first one,
but anyway,
screenplayed the second. But yeah.
Tangentially.
The main show next week is going to be The Conjuring 3, all right? That's what you're going to fucking bear witness to, all right?
Segues are getting out of hand.
That's it. All right. Guys, thank you so much for listening or watching. Share us, like us, subscribe to us wherever you are watching us. Pick up some merch, you like that podcast.store. We've got some lovely hoodies in there that can keep you nice and warm through this Australian winter.
Winter starts tomorrow, boy.
Exactly right. It is getting fucking chilly, so get on with that one there. All right. Guys, my name is Adam, and I've been one half of You Like That Extra.
My name is Jack. I am the other half of You Like That Extra.
And we'll see you all when we see you next.
Bye.
Goodbye.